Since you did not return the space cash, your species and your planet is hereby forever blocked off and barred from the rest of the universe.
What was supposed to be a triumphant leap into the history books has turned into a cosmic-level PR disaster. Katy Perry, the pop star who spent over a decade reinventing herself, thought she was stepping into a new chapter, one defined not by chart toppers, but by stars of a different kind. Her 10-minute suborbital spaceflight aboard Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin rocket was marketed as inspirational, empowering, and even historic. "Captain Perry," she beamed post-launch, clutching a microphone in her flight suit, promising it was one small step for women, one giant leap for my lifetime's tour. But almost immediately, the internet had another word for it: cringe. And now, the satire juggernauts at South Park have locked onto the spectacle like a heat-seeking missile, preparing what insiders are calling one of the most vicious takedowns the show has done since they mocked the Disney industrial complex. According to leaks from the show's upcoming season 27, Katy Perry isn't just being roasted, she's being launched into space again. This time not aboard Blue Origin, but inside a parody so sharp it might outlast the actual mission in cultural memory. Let's rewind for context. On April 14th, 2025, Katy joined a crew aboard Blue Origin's latest commercial space launch, a short zero-gravity experience high enough to kiss the edge of space, but not quite high enough to impress actual astronauts. There was no research, payload, no engineering breakthrough. It was a celebrity joyride painted in the glossy language of STEM empowerment. It was praised by talk shows, touted by Oprah-adjacent media like Gayle King, and celebrated by Katy's fans, until it wasn't. Within hours, memes flooded social media. One viral post read, "Katy Perry launched into space," followed 10 minutes later by, "Katy Perry has returned safely." Another showed her kissing the ground after landing. A dramatic display many thought seemed excessive given she spent less time in orbit than most people spend in line at Starbucks. Online critics tore the mission apart, calling it a shallow publicity stunt disguised as progress. Then came South Park. Series creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone, known for their ruthless, equal opportunity mockery of pop culture figures, billionaires, and wokeness gone wild, reportedly began rewriting a major episode to address the backlash head-on. Leaked storyboard descriptions suggest an episode titled Cosmic Clowns will feature cartoon versions of Katy Perry, Gayle King, and even Sean Diddy Combs, another celebrity recently entangled in controversies, on a shared space. Voyage that spirals into chaos. But this isn't just parody. It's a full-scale roast in zero gravity. In one scene, Katy's cartoon counterpart reportedly begins to melt in space, not from heat, but from the weightlessness distorting her. Carefully engineered brand. Another leak shows Jeff Bezos back as South Park's infamous telepathic alien overlord, this time testing luxury cosmetic products on celebrity faces mid-orbit. Yes, Katy's face is part of the experiment. The episode, sources say, will also mock the Blue Origin rocket's infamous shape. It's already become a running joke on talk shows and YouTube segments. Megyn Kelly recently described it as a flying nipple and accused Katy and crew of taking part in Jeff Bezos' phallic fantasy. That's the kind of setup South Park lives for. But perhaps the most brutal aspect of the upcoming episode is the way it frames the mission itself. Not as heroic, but as escapist. A storyline will reportedly show celebs like Katy, Diddy, and Gayle fleeing Earth not for science, but to escape the backlash, lawsuits, and scandals they've left behind. It's not subtle, it's satire with a sledgehammer. The fallout is already hitting Katy hard. Insiders say she's panicking, even speaking to her therapist about the ridicule. The backlash didn't rattle her because of the flight, it's because of how performative it now seems in hindsight. What was marketed as an inspirational leap for women in STEM now feels like a marketing stunt that backfired. And the timing couldn't be worse. Just weeks before her return to live touring, a viral clip from her recent concert shows her wandering around stage in awkward, almost disoriented slow-motion movements. Fans thought it was improv. Critics thought it was a breakdown. But online? It became fuel for the fire, an example of how disconnected, even lost, Katy now seems in her public persona. To be fair, Katy Perry isn't the first celebrity to be mocked by South Park, but few are mocked at the exact moment they're trying to reinvent themselves on such a grand, literal scale. This was supposed to be a pivot, a reinvention from pop star to inspirational icon, a new role model for young girls dreaming of the stars. Instead, she's become the punchline of the year, and South Park hasn't even aired the episode yet. This isn't just about Katy either. The entire narrative around celebrity space tourism is collapsing under its own weight. What once seemed futuristic now feels indulgent, tone-deaf, and out of touch. Real astronauts, like those recently stranded on the International Space Station, for nearly a year, got a fraction of the media attention Katy's 10-minute joyride received. That disparity wasn't lost on viewers, and South Park is dragging it all to the front of the conversation. And the kicker? Katy may have shot a music video during the mission. That's right. Some fans believe parts of her recent visuals were captured during or immediately after the flight, turning what was already seen as performative into something downright commercial. That revelation sparked even more criticism. What was supposed to be a moment of unity and elevation now looks like a marketing stunt wearing an astronaut helmet. Meanwhile, South Park is doubling down. If early storyboards hold true, this will be one of their most viciously pointed episodes in years, not just mocking Katy, but the entire ecosystem of billionaire-funded celebrity space tourism. Jeff Bezos, once portrayed as an alien tyrant by the show, will now appear again. This time, gleefully exploiting influencer culture for product testing in space. That's not just satire. That's commentary on the future of celebrity commodification. What comes next for Katy is unclear. She's no stranger to reinvention. This is, after all, the same woman who evolved from Christian rock singer to pop provocateur to global fashion icon. But this time, the shift isn't artistic, it's existential. The criticism isn't about sound or style, it's about sincerity. The public is no longer just asking, is this good music? They're asking, is this real and right? Now the answer is murky. As South Park prepares to air what could be the most watched episode of its upcoming season, Katy Perry is left grappling with a reality far harder than space travel: public perception. Once you're framed as out of touch, you don't need a rocket to fall from the sky. The memes will do the job. If you think South Park is going too far or not far enough, let us know in the comments. Was Katy Perry's spaceflight empowering or embarrassing? Is this just celebrity culture colliding with the absurdity of modern media? Smash that. Like, if you're here for the satire, hit subscribe for more deep dives into pop culture chaos, and drop your hot take below. Because in 2025, the biggest black hole in space might just be public trust and celebrity sincerity.